about now, Jay. C-Dub on the beat. Back against the wall, CL20's knocking rated. IGI's tripping, validated, shoot ready.
Hey yo, what's good with everybody, man? I hope everybody's having a productive day, feeling blessed, and like I always say, it's one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. I'm telling y'all, man, my audience, they can be vicious, dude. Everybody got on me my helmet yesterday when they were like, bro, that's not his apartment, that's his studio. I didn't know, bro. Dude, I work a lot, and when I come home, I do my content, and I pretty much do my own thing. I really don't be on YouTube like that. I just react to certain things people send me. That's what I do. I react to things people send me. So I go do research on that. Plain and simple. I didn't investigate the dude's studio or his house. She's Louise. My fault. My apologies. I apologize in front of everybody. So somebody shot me one today. And this one took me a little while to think about, man. It was kind of difficult. Because I have, it's one of those back and forth debates, right? So he shot me a link. It was by this man right here, L.A.D.A, who I've talked to on a personal basis. Still trying to work out a collab with him so we can be on one another's channel and bring some content for you guys. But the reaction was, I guess some dude that's all over YouTube, maybe you guys can educate me on it, like Vidality or something. Well, basically, these guys catch predators in the act, like chomos, pedos, all that stuff, man. All those dudes, man. So what happened was these dudes caught a dude on camera, a 70-year-old man, trying to talk to an underage girl. And in doing so, they find out that dude, it just ain't no regular 70-year-old man. He made a couple of movies. I think he was like one of the main dudes that made the movie Space Jams with Michael Jordan. Michael, I will stop buying your Air Jordans, bro, if you had anything to do with this man and his little history, all right, and what he's been up to. I'm just saying, though, me not buying your, I don't even buy Jordans anyways. What am I even talking about? So this dude's a celebrity, and dude plays the whole victim role. I don't know what you're talking about. I was just talking to her. I was probably trying to cast her in a movie. Whatever the case may be, this dude's known for catching ex-offenders, dudes that are trying to link up and lure and meet up with kids. I seen him bust one at the mall. He tried to meet up with it was an older dude trying to meet up with a little boy. And he just screamed it out loud. This dude's here, this dude's there, he's doing this. Dude walked out the mall like slowly, but with shame. And I just seen everybody in the background. I want to see everybody's reaction. Everybody was just reacting to him like, I'm like, man, the last time somebody told me that somebody was a pedo on the streets, I did something about it. The harsh reality is I didn't even know exactly what it was back then to this extent, like what I know now, but I still did something about it. Beat the hell out of this boy. And cool thing about it, he wasn't even doing nothing. He wasn't doing nothing. So that was the big speculation on that video that tripped me out, right? So I'm like, all right, just like any other sting operation when it comes to, solicitation and, invites and luring kids, he's going to get arrested. Come to find out, dude didn't even get arrested. And I'm like, that's what caught my attention. Like, why? Why not? Because he made Space Jam? Because he knows Michael Jordan or something? Or, well, what am I getting? I'm missing something here. So the cameraman is interviewing a law enforcement officer or a security guard or whoever that dude was. But he has something to say about the district attorney in Los Angeles. And he said that they're not going to prosecute this case. That they were advised, law enforcement was advised, just to write it up and submit it. Don't put him in cuffs. Don't cuff him up. Don't send him to county jail. Don't do nothing with that man. Just write it up real quick. Send it to us. It'll be on our desk. So right then and there, that this dude got caught in the act because these dudes made a career out of finding out and finding criminals that want to do stuff with younger kids, underage kids. Illegal crimes that are considered to be illegal, that have penalties, not harsh penalties, but penalties and prison time behind it. And in this video, is he trying to tell me that because dude's a celebrity, which we all know, we seen so many celebrities getting accused of it, including Diddy. We see that, but it's funny how I watched this video and basically dude saying that the district attorney in Los Angeles says they're not going to be prosecuting pedos and molesters and everybody else in that category. I don't know if it's because of the budget, because gang members seem to be occupying all the county jails where they don't have nowhere to house these guys, or they're far more concerned about catching certain kind of criminals, different criminals, but these guys don't seem to be an immediate threat a big threat when it comes to society, which I find it to believe so. You know, because when somebody shot me that video, I talked about it with somebody, and somebody was like, yeah, man, they're quick to give them dudes slaps on the wrist and let them go, but they're quick to lock up gang members. And I was like, oh, we're doing that now? Doesn't that sound familiar? No, bro, we're not doing that. No, bro. Like, I looked at him, I was like, nah, I wouldn't say all that, homie. And he was like, why not? And I had to tell him, like, bro, personally, bro, most of the time, gang members, what they do and what they get caught for and what they get arrested for is just about as vicious. You got dudes committing violence, drive-by shootings, innocent people are getting hurt. They're taking each other out. You would think that would have a little bit more leniency because cops really don't care at the end of the day. They're creating their own gangs. You have to get a tattoo and initiation process when it comes to being a cop now. Then you got that mentality that's going to float around like, man, let them kill each other. Oh, well, Mexicans on Mexicans, blacks on blacks, whites on whites. They're killing each other. They're not really doing much. They're killing each other over a couple ounces. This little broken down house with graffiti all over it and these ugly broads that look like they're sick and dying. Let them fight over that. Oh, this street that they swear they own, that they pay taxes for, property taxes for, yeah, let them die over it. We don't care. We'll just pick up the mess. I can see that mentality floating around. But when I say one and the same, it's like what these guys do to kids, luring kids, taking advantage of kids. There's a lot more trauma that's behind it. There's a lot more damage that could be done to innocent people as opposed to, you know, drive-bys. Man, we had this conversation about last year, a year and a half ago all over YouTube. And I watched the comment section go back and forth with that subject matter. So it'd be hard to really get back into that one. But what I seen was, I don't know. To be honest with you, I felt like this dude's celebrity status kind of got him out of it. That's how I seen it. And that's just my personal opinion, in all honesty. But after seeing this video, a lot of people in that comment section were like, hey, well, if the DA wants to discriminate who they're charging, you know, Wood Tripper doesn't discriminate. I was like, damn, homeboy got a crazy mentality, man. Like, he watched way too much Hostile 1 and 2, and he's probably waiting for part 3 right now as we speak. Yeah, everybody has their own perception when it comes to what these dudes should have coming, so to speak. I just can't say my personal opinions out loud for YouTube purposes so I don't get canceled. Then I heard JD end it with, you know, if the DA is not going to do his job, then he shouldn't have his job, and he should be prosecuted too if he's going to let these people get away with it. So I woke up this morning, and a crazy video popped up. And to be honest with you, I don't know what it means, but it went viral. This lady was talking about they are passing a law that they're voting on. And it's called Title 42 or Title something. I looked it up on my phone. I really didn't find exactly what she's referencing. But she's basically saying that the elites of the government, which we all know is happening behind the scenes, that they're getting it approved and they're passing a law that it's okay to buy and sell, you know, us. Humans. And she wouldn't say the actual word, but she said human and then the T word. Trafficking. That word. And the way she tried to she was convincing. But she was convincing with no evidence, no proof. Until based on I watched that video all the way through, my algorithm shot me somebody else that was actually addressing, I don't know if it was the committee, if it was the Congress, a Senate. They were in that big old auditorium where they all do the voting and stand up on these little pillars or podiums to talk. And dude's in a tuxedo and he's talking about, like, you really think it's okay? Like, you have the power? And he pointed out, he goes, I see the smirks. I see you guys right there smirking. Like, you guys really think it's okay to buy and sell humans? And that's when I was like, oh, so this is a public debate that's going on that we don't know nothing about, but somehow people get a hold of this information and threw it out there. So I didn't believe it. I went to work all day just pondering on it like, no way. Are you serious? Like, I highly doubt that our government, our elite, the people that we elect, the people that are sitting in Congress for 30-something years and never give up their seat until they die, how they can really sit there and say, you know what? Let's just make it legal. That way we cover our own butts later on down the road if we do get caught, like Wayfair, the whole Wayfair conspiracy, which I never found to be true, but everybody threw it out there. Or just like, what was his name? Epstein. You know, it's in case a big popular celebrity that we're all connected to that's been hooking us up, you know, in case that happens and people start digging into it, we're covered because legally we did it for this reason. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, I never reached a conclusion on that woman's video, or who that person was, standing in front of that podium, in front of addressing like everybody. Like, man, you guys really think it's okay to pass this law? Like, we're really talking about this? Like, we're really gonna vote on this? Like, this is a bill that was drafted up saying it's okay that we can buy and sell people? And so, like I said, I don't know where people get this information from. I don't even know if it's valid. But then watching L.A.D.A's video, so I'm putting all 3 videos together in my head, like, wow. Like, there's a big problem that's out there. I see it all the time. I just read one the other day of a school teacher. She gave oral copulation to, I think it was a 15-year-old, but said she wouldn't have sex with him because she wanted to keep him pure still. I was like, that's your excuse. And then you did that like right before your wedding, or like 5 days before your wedding, or after your wedding. You had a fiance, you had a grown man at your house that can take care of business. But, I used to see it for a very long time because, like I said, I was in jail. So I seen a lot of pedos and SOs come on the yard, and we took care of business on the level 4s. Level 3s was a whole different story. So I've always seen it to be like acts of men. That's what men do. Sexual deviance. And like I said, usually when I think about these kind of subjects that are outside my prison genre, my gang genre, so to speak, like my mind wanders a lot. Because I did a YouTube short. One of some advisor of somebody that's going to be running for president next year, he basically said in an interview that it will happen. Not that it might happen in case, they get voted or not. But he just said it like proudly and confidently, like it will happen. There's going to be a ban in this country on porn. So I threw a YouTube short up there just to see what everybody would say. And that one right there has me on a 50-50 because I understand the use of it. I do understand, people find careers out of it. And I do understand, not everybody can find somebody. Not everybody is capable. There be times, look at me, bro. I want to say I'm pretty famous. I'm pretty popular. I'm a 4 or 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. I make good money. I work hard. But I don't sit there and go in public and see a bad woman and be like, man, that's me right there. I'm going to handle that. I don't even approach women no more like I used to when I first got out of jail. My confidence level ain't there like it used to be. So, I don't walk around saying that, hey, man, I got game. I can pull anybody I want. I don't got that kind of confidence like a man should. So sometimes, a lot of people that with that same mind frame that, avoid getting at women, talking to women, they resort to that instead. And yes, it becomes addicting. Yes, it becomes deteriorating to the mind. Yes, that's all some people think about. So I watched this video on TikTok as well. And the dude said that he don't watch it. He hasn't watched it for like 5 or 10 years because he said that it makes men weak. And he's just speaking on behalf of men. He's all, man, you release the juices that's supposed to be, belonging to a woman. And it makes your body weak. Your body needs the testosterone to stay strong. He goes, and then you become addicted. And then that's all you want to think about. That's all you want to watch. You waste your time. You waste your energy. You waste your potential on hours of watching it. And then he said that it makes you look at women a certain way. And that's what caught my attention. And I respected that dude for that. And he basically said, like, all you can, and in so many words, he basically said, every time you watch these videos, that's all you think about when you see a woman. You don't get to know her. You don't want to know her. You don't want to know what she's about. You don't respect her as a woman. You don't know her value. You don't want to know her value. You don't respect her value at all because all you want to do is bend her over and do all the nastiest things you've seen on the video. And I was like, man, dude had a great point. A great argument I would have loved to have with that dude. It would have been awesome. So after putting all this together in my head, I just like, man, like the world, it's kind of weird sometimes. I bet you some of these dudes that commit these acts, commit these offenses, they have a selection on those websites called Barely Legal. So that's about as closest to their fantasies as they want. It probably gets these dudes aroused and riled up to go actually commit their fantasies. But for the DA to sit there and say that they're not going to prosecute him because they don't have enough evidence. Okay, you got the dude showing up at the scene of the crime with all the evidence by cameramans that he was sitting there with an underage girl. With the evidence that he linked up to meet, he wanted to meet her, but that wasn't enough. And which I know how the court system works. A DA is not going to prosecute you on circumstantial. But I've seen DAs prosecute people off hearsay, off witness testimony. A witness that he was even found to be lying on the stand and is still held up in court. People are doing time for stuff like that. People are doing time off women lying about men and going to jail for those certain crimes. And then 20 years later, man, it gets overturned because they found out she lied. You know, so it's like, I don't understand how the DA works when it comes to picking and choosing what evidence is proper or is valuable enough to say, you know what, put cuffs on him. Because as far as I'm concerned, I always thought like, you know, it's a pattern. I always seen it. You know, they think you committed a crime because somebody told you did a crime, and you get caught and you get arrested. You're innocent until proven guilty, but everybody gets arrested and then they give you a bail. They want your money so you could be free. You can never fight your case from the streets and prove your innocence from the streets. You got to be in jail, incarcerated, where they can keep you isolated, make their money, but still tell you that you're innocent until proven guilty. But we're still going to lock you up and incarcerate you and make money off of you and do all this other stuff and get our money's worth out of it. And then if we convict you, then it looks good on our record. So in this case, they caught him in the act. Even if the DA felt like it was, you know, invaluable information or wasn't enough evidence, you should have still arrested him. Put him in county jail like you would do anybody else that commits a crime. A bench warrant will get you locked up. And put him in there, and then if you realize it, like, man, we ain't got enough on him. We can try, but we ain't got enough on him. Let's send him home. You know, they could have did that. I don't see why they let the man go. So it just makes you wonder, you know, where things are going. You know, I don't want to let my mind get too far down this rabbit hole, but I just gave you a couple of things of what I've thought about today, and I thought I'd share them with you guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. So with that being said, like I always say, is one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. Peace.